Good morning. Uh, my name is Mark Bird, and I am honored to be a candidate for election for Post 5 of the Houston County Commission. Uh, I would like to thank the Perry Chamber of Commerce staff and Board of Directors and members for allowing us to have the opportunity to present this video this morning. And I will start out by telling you a little bit about myself. I'm a lifelong resident of Houston County, Georgia. Graduated from Northside High School back in the very late 80s. Went on to attend Georgia Southern University and obtain a degree in finance from Georgia Southern. My wife Amy and I are celebrating or have celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary this year. Amy is originally from Lee County and is a former teacher and reading specialist in the Houston County school system. We have one son named Parker, who is a 2020 graduate of Veterans High School and is now a freshman at the University of Georgia. I am the owner and operator of Bird & Company, LLC, a family business that specializes in the hospitality industry and in various real estate activities. I believe my business experience gives me a unique perspective as a potential county commissioner in that I have a very clear understanding of how to generate revenue, of expense management, of how to take care of employees, and also of the impact of local taxation and regulation on business operations, which I believe is very important. From a community perspective, I have been actively involved in the community all of my adult life. I am proud to be a member of the Houston County Development Authority and immediate past chairman of the authority. Over the past several years, I'm thankful to have been part of the community team that has enjoyed unprecedented success in the economic development world. We have seen existing industry expansion, location of new industry, creation of jobs, and capital investment in the community at a level that this community has not seen before. Also serve on the Houston Healthcare Systems, Inc. Board of Trustees. Over the past several months, I, like many of you, just can't express my gratitude at any higher level to the healthcare workers in our community as we have worked through this pandemic together, and thankfully are seeing numbers reduce, and hopefully will continue to see that. In the past, I have served on the board of directors and am now a director emeritus of the Robins Air Force Base 21st Century Partnership, the organization that supports activities at the base. During that time, we were very successful in managing workforce development issues, in working air quality issues, in working encroachment issues as they relate to the base, and have positioned Robins for continued growth, which is a big deal for our local economy. Have also served in different capacities on the Middle Georgia State University Board of Trustees, Museum of Aviation Board of Trustees, and various other organizations throughout the community. As with the business experience, I believe this community experience is very helpful to me as a candidate for the county commission, and I believe that understanding the issues affecting the community and understanding how to unite people in support of progress relative to these issues is a very valuable asset. Probably the question that I've been asked the most since I announced my campaign is why are you running for county commissioner? I think the short answer is very simple. This is my home. I care about the citizens that live in Houston County, and that's why I'm running. My campaign is based on 4 key principles: integrity, accountability, fiscal responsibility, and unity of purpose. And I look to apply these principles as I serve the citizens of Houston County in this capacity. To learn more about my campaign, I would invite you to check us out at markbird.org or to visit our Facebook page at Mark Bird for Houston County Commission. And lastly, I would ask for your support in November, for your vote in November, and I know that together we can continue to shape the future of Houston County. Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Doug Collins. I'm currently the congressman for the Georgia's 9th Congressional District, but running for the United States Senate this year. My background is I'm from Gainesville, Georgia. I have graduated from North Georgia College, went to, started some businesses, started some startups, some international business, but also then answered the call to ministry and was a pastor for over 11 years at a place called Chicopee Baptist Church. Got my master's degree in divinity. Then after pastoring for 11 years, I joined the United States Air Force, and I'm currently a United Air Force chaplain serving at Warner Robins, Georgia, at the Air Force Reserve Command Headquarters Chaplain's Office. I'm a lieutenant colonel down there. Served in Iraq in 2008, 2009, and I got about 19 years in. Also, in 2005, I left the pastorate that I was in for 11 years and went back to law school and got my law degree and opened a practice up here in Gainesville. But while I was in law school, I also started my political career, and that was in the Georgia House of Representatives. I ran while I was in law school and have been serving there for 6 years, and then I was elected to Congress in 2012, started serving in 2013. For me, this race is very simple. It's about the issues that lay before us. It's about the future and not building on the past. It's about a proven, trusted legacy of someone who's actually taken legislation, conservative ideas, and actually moved them forward. But for me, it's really simple. I run for 3 reasons: Jordan, Copeland, and Cameron. They're my 3 kids, but they represent your kids, your nephews, your nieces, your grandkids, and they represent what will be going on in the future, who will be watching videos like this and having meetings at chambers, who are planning their lives based on what we are doing now. That's why in Washington, D.C., I've always tried to be someone who legislates, who gets actively involved, and just like I want to be all over the state as I have done here in the 9th District of Georgia. Up here in the 9th District, we had issues of the water and the Corps of Engineers. We worked with Windstream and rural broadband. We've had all of these issues that we have worked to find solutions for, not only our district, but for the state of Georgia. So as we look forward, here's some things that I see that we really need to work on. Number one, we need to work on our broadband situation. And yes, rural broadband is important, but it also has to be affordable and connectable even in our cities and our big cities. Because if you have a disconnect from the internet, you're really disconnected from being able to grow and being able to go to school or have to start your businesses or even participate in some of the healthcare preventatives that we could be doing. You see, as I've traveled all over the state of Georgia, I see that need, especially in rural Georgia, how the COVID crisis has actually affected us to where we need to have that opportunity to broadband for telemedicine, for preventive care, and for the things that we do to make our communities healthy and safer. We also have to have someone who understands the agricultural economy and the agricultural needs of the state. My grandfather was a dairy farmer in Greene County. My wife's folks, who I've been married for 32 years to a former educator, she just retired, Lisa. Her parents worked in peaches and chickens, and we still have a boiler farm in Banks County as well. So as we move forward, you need to not only understand the largest economy in Georgia, which is agriculture, which we've been intimately involved in for years, but also the newer economies as well of internet and technologies, patents and copyrights, which I've been the champion of as a former ranking member of the Judiciary Committee in Washington, D.C. So I want to take all of these experiences and I want to move them forward. I want to take Georgia and put us in a position to be the greatest economy and wealth builder that we've seen, because you have a congressman who is now going to be a senator who will take all of Georgia and put us back together again. One Georgia shouldn't be just a concept we talk about. One Georgia should be something to have a senator who understands all the parts of our state, from the ports to the mountains, from our tourism to our agriculture, from our high-tech financial corridors to our research centers all across the state, to our military, which again, me being a part of, gives me inside information into how we continue to strengthen our military infrastructure in Georgia as well. So I'm asking for your vote. I'm asking for your support in November 3rd, this jungle election, to fill the final 2 years of Johnny Isaacson's seat, and I would love to have your support. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. My name is Julius Johnson, and I'm running for Senate. I'd like to ask for your vote today, and here's why. Firstly, my family goes back 8 generations in Houston County. 8 generations ago, my great-great-great-great-grandmother, Mariah, gave birth to a young son, Charlie Newberry, who actually served with Mr. Henry Wimberly in the war between the states. That's right, I've got Confederate blood. In 2010, after serving in Afghanistan, I decided to return to this area where my father is buried in the old Haynesville Baptist Church, and buy a home and create the Newberry Foundation to make a difference. The Newberry Foundation is my give back to the community after so much that the community has done for my family. We are committed to preserving history, building community, and providing education. We have the largest feeding program in the area, and we provide free meals to community members the last Friday of every month. I'm running for the Georgia Senate to ensure that the more than $28 billion worth of revenue is provided substantially to this part of Georgia. I want to make sure that the 4 counties that make up District 20 get their fair share. I know being a freshman in the State House would require the ability to reach across the aisle. I have no problem with that. Working with people, serving on teams, but applying my knowledge, my skills, my ability to making sure that this region gets its fair share, but also bringing jobs, creating jobs, being innovative, creative, imaginative, working with our young people, giving them hope, helping with workforce development programs, supporting Warner Robins Air Force Base, making sure we have adequate training for teachers, healthcare for our seniors, doing something about our massive incarceration rates. We've got to do something about that area in particular. We are one community. We are strong together. This region has always worked together, and I am committed to ensuring that that happens. Please take a look at my website, juliusforsenate.com. I've got a master's from Yale. I'm finishing a doctorate. I've been all over the world. I want to come back home. Thank you for your attention, and I'll see you at the polls. Thank you.
Hey, Perry, Georgia, Chamber of Commerce. This is Matt Lieberman. It is good to be with you virtually. I wish I could be there in person, and I look forward to being with you in person, I hope and believe, as your next great United States Senator. Hey, I got into this race in October, long time ago, was the first candidate in this special election race. As a fed-up citizen of Georgia and for the fed-up citizens of Georgia, I think all of us have had it up to here and beyond with partisan posturing, arguing, a whole lot of noise, almost no action, almost nothing getting done for us. Now, I look at the United States Senate. I'm a proud Democrat, and I have an issue with Mitch McConnell, who brags about doing nothing, brags about it. And I'm telling you, it's almost like a taxpayer ripoff. We're paying the salaries of these folks in Washington who are producing nothing for us. More than a Democratic senator, more than a Republican senator, I think what we in Georgia want and need is a great senator. I think a lot of you would probably settle for a good senator, but someone who is focused 100% on serving you, not the external political theatrics, but serving you. Quality universal health care, universal background checks on gun purchases, getting serious about protecting the environment, wide open school choice so it's not just the wealthy who have a choice of where their kids go to school, and on and on. There's so much that we all agree on. Let's focus on that and get those jobs done, because it's about time. And I think you, like me, we're all probably out of patience, and there's no reason we need to wait. We can make this change now, and I ask for your vote on November 3rd. And again, I look forward to coming back and seeing you as your United States Senator. Thank you.
Rated America's most conservative U.S. Senator.
And like our president, Kelly is ready to take on the status quo, the politically correct, and the special interest.
A 100% Trump voting record.
And she's been so supportive of me and the agenda. A good person, a good woman. Great job, Kelly.
Endorsed by the National Right to Life.
And Kelly Loeffler, I appreciate very much. Thank you. Great.
I'm Kelly Loeffler. I approve this message.
Hello, everyone. My name is Keith McCants, and I'm your candidate for the Houston County Board of Commissioners Post 5 position. Just to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a native of Macon County, Oglethorpe to be exact. I was raised by a single mother who instilled in me the values of faith, hard work, and respect for others. I later went to South Georgia Technical College, where I graduated with diplomas in welding technology and aftercraft structural technology. I was a city councilman for the city of Oglethorpe for 4 years, from 2012 to 2016. I was also a vice chair for the then Macon County Democratic Party for a short period as well. I'm also a member of the NRA. I am pro-life, I'm pro-God, and I'm pro-Second Amendment. I am someone who's running for this position to bring attention to the issues that are a concern to the people of Houston County, ranging from infrastructure to public safety, economic development, seniors, and youth. I want to bring new blood to the county commission. I am someone who's been here before. Like I said, I was a city councilman before I moved here to Houston County. So I know what it's like to be in the tough battles, to make the tough decisions, the hard decisions. And I'm someone who just want to make the quality of life here in Houston County much better for not only just for you all and for myself, but also for my children and for your children as well. So again, I appreciate you for having me today, and I hope to have your vote on November 3rd. Thank you.
Hello, members of the Perry County Chamber. I wish I could address you in person, but thank you for the opportunity to speak with you. Let me tell you how we can get this economy moving again, how we can recover, how we can ensure that working families and small businesses get the support that they need, and that we're investing in our long-term prosperity. First of all, we need to strengthen immediate short-term support for families and small businesses. The overwhelming majority of federal aid has flowed to the largest firms and investment banks, and small businesses are suffering. We need to be investing in support for small businesses who, through no fault of their own during this pandemic, are having difficulty making payroll and sustaining themselves. Second of all, we need to invest in long-term economic recovery with a historic infrastructure program, which will involve transit, transportation, construction, research and development, clean energy, rural broadband, all of which will not only generate economic activity and demand for goods and services here in Georgia, but also lay the foundations for competitiveness, for logistics, for long-term prosperity and environmental sustainability here in our state. We need to focus on economic policy that puts working families and small businesses first. For too long, our broken campaign finance system has meant that federal subsidies flow to those with political connections and with the money to buy political connections. That's why the largest firms dominate, and policy benefits the largest firms, often to the detriment of small businesses. It's time to put small businesses and working families first. I'll fight for lower taxes for small businesses and working families here in Georgia, and the kind of investment in our infrastructure necessary to get this economy back on its feet and get people back to work. Thank you so much.
The crowd went absolutely wild just a few minutes ago when those results flashed on that screen back there that David Perdue is the next U.S. Senator.
In 2014, I asked you to stand with me, help change the direction of our country, and you did that. Washington was broken. If you wanted a different result, you had to send a different kind of person to Washington. Together, you and I stood in the breach, and we defeated an onslaught from the Democrats, but it wasn't easy. Make no mistake today, we are in an ideological war for the future of our republic. The Democrats actually want to convert America to a socialist state. They want to increase taxes. They want socialized medicine. They want the Green New Deal. That's what the new Democratic Socialist Party is giving us. They believe the path to the White House runs through Georgia, and we cannot let that happen. But the only thing standing in the way of that is you and me. This is about the future of this republic. It's about our children and our children's children. Georgia, will you stand with me? Will you stand with me and stop this radical nonsense behind this socialist agenda? Will you stand with me? Will you stand with me and re-elect Donald J. Trump to be the President of the United States of America? Will you stand with me? The road to socialism nationalism will never run through the state of Georgia. God bless you. God bless Georgia, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ed Tarver. I'm an Army veteran, a former state legislator, and the first African-American chief federal prosecutor in the history of the Southern District of Georgia. I'm running for the U.S. Senate. I'm running because Georgia needs experienced, committed leadership in the U.S. Senate now. I am the son of a father who left Burke County, Georgia, without a high school diploma to join the military after his dad died, leaving his family without a safety net. My family lived in 4 different states during my father's 27 years of military service, but we always returned home to the great state of Georgia. I played football at Glen Hills High School in Augusta and Morehouse College in Atlanta, ultimately graduating from what is now Augusta University. Serving my country was my calling. I entered the United States Army and served 7 years, reaching the rank of captain before leaving the Army to obtain a law degree from the University of Georgia. I graduated from UGA Law School and became the first African-American judicial law clerk in the Augusta Division of the Federal District Court. I was also the first African-American partner in Augusta's oldest and largest law firm. While practicing law, I was elected 3 times to serve the citizens of Richmond County in the state legislature. That was before President Barack Obama appointed me to be the United States Attorney for the Southern District of Georgia. I am honored to be the first African-American in the over 230-year history of the jurisdiction to be responsible for enforcement of our United States Constitution. During my service with the Department of Justice, I set high standards and gained a reputation for working for all Georgians without regard to racial, religious, or cultural differences. I aggressively prosecuted drug leaders, and I also aggressively prosecuted sex traffickers who violated young women and girls. I also prosecuted those who inflicted physical violence in our communities and subjected our families and friends to chemical dependency and injury. I also identified those who committed fraud on Georgia taxpayers. I obtained lengthy prison terms for heinous crimes, and I secured over $27 million in restitution for Georgia taxpayers who were the ultimate victims of a prescription drug scheme. I engaged with the community to identify solutions to long-term incarcerations for non-term drug-addicted criminals. Taxpayers cannot afford the cost of continuing to be the nation that imprisons more of its people than any other country on the planet. My grandfather, for example, died of a condition that was made insurmountable by poverty, segregation, and limited access to health care. It's hard to believe that over 90 years later, we are still struggling with how to provide adequate health care to all who need it. Georgia is one of 14 states that have not adopted Medicaid expansion. We must fight to remove obstacles such as poverty and discrimination that prevent Georgians from obtaining needed health care. Agriculture is also important to my platform. Agriculture is indispensable to Georgia's economy, and we can no longer opt to simply embrace or deny the effects of climate change in a partisan fashion. We must lead efforts to engage in nonpartisan collaboration to protect Georgia's environment, Georgia's agricultural resources, and Georgia's farmers. My election to represent Georgia in the United States Senate will be historic. To record that history will require a tremendous effort and a significant response from every part of our state. I will work to resurrect the values and benefits entrenched in our Constitution. I believe that these values are under full assault by those who are willing to sacrifice our democracy to perpetuate the existing state of affairs. We must promote collegiality, collaboration, and bipartisanship throughout all segments of our nation's government. Never again should we hide behind the superficial comfort derived from the denial of human decency or any right granted by our Constitution. I am Ed Tarver. I'm running for the United States Senate. I have been fighting for Georgia for over the last 20 years. I'm asking for your support to keep that fight going. Thank you.
Hello. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Larry Walker, your state senator for District 20. I'm a native of Perry, Houston County, in fact, born in a little clinic on Carroll Street. This is where I met my high school sweetheart and wife of 35 years, Adrian, and where we raised 3 sons. It's where I founded Walker Insurance Agency 24 years ago, and it's where I began my lifetime of community service and civic involvement, including an active member of Perry United Methodist Church, former board member and current member of Perry Area Chamber of Commerce, chairman of the Perry Downtown Development Authority, past president of the Perry Rotary Club and two-time Rotarian of the Year, chairman of the board of Middle Georgia Tech College, now Central Georgia Tech, vice chairman of Houston County Development Authority, a longtime supporter of the Museum of Aviation, active with the 21st Century Partnership, and on the board of directors for Morris Bank. Middle Georgia has been good to me and my family. It's where my heart is. And it's been an honor of a lifetime to serve as your state senator for the past 5 years. I'm up for re-election and I ask you to send me back for another term. You may ask why. Let me answer that. I'm somebody you know. You know my family, you know my history, and you know that I'm going to put you first. I'm somebody you can trust. I'm somebody that's got a proven track record and has been effective and can be effective. I've been elected by my peers in the Senate, vice chairman of the Republican caucus. I serve on key committees: agriculture, appropriations, health and human services, insurance, retirement, veterans, homeland security, and the Powerful Rules Committee. I've been involved with legislation to bring jobs to rural Georgia, including the Rural Zone program that Perry participates in for revitalizing small downtowns. I authored the Georgia Agribusiness and Rural Jobs Act to incentivize capital for job creation in counties with less than 50,000 in population. I supported cutting your income tax and doubling the standard deduction for your state income tax. I've helped balance 5 budgets. Georgia has remained the #1 state to do business according to Site Selection magazine for 7 years running. And we've kept our AAA bond rating. We've raised teacher pay and fully funded education for the first time in history. I've helped support Robins Air Force Base with military-friendly legislation, including expedited professional licensing for spouses, created a economic opportunity zone around Robins to bring jobs that support the base, provided Hope grants and scholarships for military families, and created the Department of Women's Veteran Services with the Georgia Department of Veteran Services. We fought COVID and fully funded the fight against that and kept our Georgia businesses open, which is why we've now seen our unemployment rate drop below 6% to 5.7%, which is one of the lowest in the country. Unlike states like New York, who have totally shut down and have seen their economy devastated. We can rebuild our economy, we can increase funding for education, we can support our law enforcement, and we can improve health care. There's still a lot of work to be done, but I need your support and help. Early voting in person starts October 12th. Election day is November 3rd. And I humbly ask for your vote. If you have any questions or concerns, please visit my website, www.walkerforgeorgia.com. May God continue to bless the state of Georgia and the United States of America. Thank you.